trip to Northern Ireland, we went to Belfast. It's an ugly, outdated shit of a city. There's nothing much to do there other than go to the Queen Victoria Mall, a large glass complex shaped like a dome. It sits in the city's center, a cobblestone square with an abstract metal fountain in the middle. The surrounding streets are packed in with hokey Irish-themed gift shops that sell plastic beer mugs, scally caps, and vapid retro posters that read Irish handcuffs, holding a drink in each hand, or I'm not Irish, but I can sure drink like one. That is perhaps why we left early. Only after spending about an hour in the city, we drove back towards the water, back into the thick Irish countryside. And on our way back, my father had an idea. How about we visit the house I used to live in when I was your age, he said. Sure, my sister and I responded, not too eager, not too uneager. And that was that. We continued on Motorway 16 and swerved around and around the familiar Irish roundabouts before pulling into Park Hall, a small housing community. As we puttered up to the stone entrance, listening to the low, grumbling voice of Ronnie Drew singing Going Up to Monto, I knew something was wrong. And by the way my father was staring at the gate, I knew he thought so too. The 3 rows of tiny houses were completely covered in Ulster Volunteer Force flags. The Ulster Volunteer Force was the loyalist Protestant paramilitary organization that fought for Northern Ireland to stay under British rule. The community was shaped like a long letter S and looked like what you might imagine a rural, patriotic, Irish, working-class housing community would look like. For a Catholic to even be in there would be like suicide, like a black guy walking into a KKK trailer camp. And although we weren't Catholic ourselves, we came from a Republican and nationalist family. My father slugged the rental car around for a couple minutes, following the red, white, and blue painted curbs. The people there were the seeds of this earth. Bleak sons of bitches walking around slowly, carrying dented old watering cans to and fro. And as we sat in front of 82 Donegore Drive, we stared hard at the little door, the brown front yard, the stucco walls, and the Union Jacks that flapped wildly out the windows. I asked my father if he'd like to get out and show us around, but he replied with a sturdy no and a harsh pull of the handbrake, wheeling us back into traffic. On our way out, our eyes were glued to the murals that were painted on the sides of the community church, which depicted the UVF in full paramilitary garb, black ski masks, camouflage jumpsuits, large black guns, and the group's motto, prepared for peace, ready for war. I don't know what it's like to see your old house so violently colored with anti-Catholic propaganda. I can't imagine returning to such a personal landmark only to see it's been totally made over in an effort to scare away people like yourself.